Hello guys, welcome to another video in the series of coding. Today we are going to do a problem which is called intersection of two arrays. So let's get started to the problem. Suppose you are given two arrays as such, right? The first array is this and the second array is this. You have to find the intersection of these two arrays. Let's see what is the intersection. So here 2 is common with this 2. This 2 is common with this 2 and we have 4 which is common with this 4. So the intersection of this will be 2 to 4. That will be the answer. Now how do we go about finding the intersection? If we have to simply find the elements that are intersecting, we can simply use a set, right? Because the logic for that will be simply put the items in set, and set takes unique values, so you will store those values, right? For example, here what we do is, let us put 1 in the set. Let us put the elements one by one in the set. So first we will put 1 in the set, then we will put 2 in the set. 2 is already there, so we can move forward. Then we will put 3 in the set, then we will put 4 in the set, right? We will iterate over array 1 and we will put the elements in the set. Now from array 2 we will compare the elements, right? In the array 2 we will compare the elements. 2 is a part of array 2 and 2 is also there in the set, so we know 2 is a part of our answer. Okay, and 2 is a part of our answer. Now 2 we have already taken. Now let's similarly see 4. 4 is a part of the set and 4 is there in our answer also. So 2 4 will be our answer. But see, this is what is the unique elements that we are getting, but we don't want to return unique elements. What do we want to return? We want to return them along with the count also, right? For example, in this particular case, 2 4 that we found using the set is not the right answer, because the right answer is 2 comma 2 comma 4, because we have two 2's that are common between both of them, right? And then one more 4 is also common. So the set, we cannot use set simply, because it will just give you elements, it won't give the count. So how do we go about solving this problem? So we will have to do something to store the count also. So instead of set, let us use map. Okay, so we will store the elements along with their count. So what are we going to do? First element is 1, right? And it is appearing one time, so we will put 1. Next element is 2. As of now it is appearing one time, right? In the array 1, so we will put 1. Next element is again 2, so we will increment its count, so it is appearing 2 times. So first I am storing the element, second time I am storing the count element along with the count. This is what I am storing in the map, and we will see how it will be helpful, because set is clearly not working, right? So we need to store the count. Next we see 3. 3 is appearing one time, right? Next we see, let me just erase it and then we'll go forward. Next we see 4. 4 is also appearing one time. So we have stored these all elements in our map. Okay, now what do? We have to use array 2 also. This was only for array 1. Now okay, let's forget array 1. Okay, we have solved the problem for array 1. Let's forget array 1. Let us go to array 2. So in array 2, what we are going to do? We are going to do the same thing, but now instead of increasing the count, we will decrease the count. Okay, so we will decrease the count. Why we are doing that? Let us see. So we will decrease the count. Okay, in array 1, when we were putting elements in map, we were increasing the count, but here we are going to decrease the count. Let's see. So I see 2, right? So what do? I reduce its count to 1. Okay, now its count is 1. It's still positive, right? That means that element 2 appeared in array 1 also, because count is still positive, so I add it in my answer. So my answer consists of 2. Okay, when we go through the entire array, it will be clearer. For now, let's go forward. So now let's go to the next element. Next element, again we see 2. We decrement its count. Now count becomes 0. Okay, so now still count is, before decrementing, count was still positive, right? So we add another 2. Now count has become equal to 0 in the next time, right? Count is equal to 0 in the next time. So when we see the next 2, what we are going to do? When we see the next 2, we know that count is 0. That means we have exhausted the number of 2's that were present in array 1. So array 2 has more 2's than array 1. So we don't want to include them, right? For example, array 1 in our case had less number of 2's. It had only 2 2's. But array 2 has 3 2's. It has more 2's. But we want to take minimum of both of them. Because the elements that are common will be the minimum of count of both of them, right? That's why we were decrementing. Once we reach a 0, we know we have to put a full stop. We don't have to add it. So we will not add this 2 because count for it is 0, right? So once we have hit the 0 benchmark, we will again decrement it so that further we don't add it. We can decrement it, right? So we will make it -1 and we need not add it. Okay, and now we will see 4. Count for 4 is 1. Okay, still positive, so we will add it. Next time it will be 0. Okay, so this is our answer which we have made. Now let's see the code for this. So code is simple as discussed. We make a map data structure. First part stores element, second part stores the count, and this is the answer variable which we are going to return, which is nothing but the intersecting or common elements of both of them. Now we are going to iterate through the first array and we are going to store the elements corresponding to the count, right? So for example, 1 occurs 1 time. We were just building the map. 2 occurs 3 times, or 3 occurs 1 time. We are storing the element along with its count. So every time we see the element, we will increment its count. So we are just building the map. Now for the second iteration, we are iterating over the second array. Here we were iterating over the first array, and here we are iterating over the second array. Now in the second array, we are going to decrement the count, right? So that's what we are doing. First we are finding if the element that is present in array 2, right? If the current element of array 2, if it is even present in array 1, okay? Because for intersection, element should be present in both array 1 and array 2. So we are checking if it is present, right? So if it is present, the iterator will say that it is present by not reaching the end, right? If it reaches the end, means it's not present. If it doesn't reach the end of the map, means somewhere in between it found the element. So it will find the element. And now if it has found the element which is common, we also have to check the condition where it is greater than 0, right? Because we want it to be greater than, we want the count to be greater than 0. So it second, this is just going to return the count, right? So count should be greater than 0. So if the count is positive, we can push back the element and we can decrement the count. Finally, we can return the answer array. So that's it. Let me just run and see if it is working. So it's fine. Let us just submit and see if it's working for all the test cases. That's it. Thank you for being patient and listening.